Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and welcome to my channel. So, we passed through the new year and Happy New Year to everyone. And now we are entering the month of January. And sometimes January feels heavier than it should. After all this excitement of expecting this shift, this new beginning of a new year and the holiday vibration that is in the air, we face this sometimes very cold and abrupt new beginning. Sometimes this transition into this new year can be in our minds sometimes very harsh. Like now it's time to face the reality again after the break of the holidays. And it's not because something is wrong, but because things indeed can shift. Because this change of the year, it may be only a calendar thing, or for some it has maybe a deeper, even religious meaning, but it creates a kind of gap in the mind. So we feel like internally things are shifting before we even understand them. So if you've been feeling slightly off balance or perhaps more sensitive, unsure where to place your energy, this reading is for you. We will look at how to stay grounded in the midst of the change unfolding, and not to rush anything, not to force answers or rush the process. So if you feel that this is the reading for you, stay with me and take a look at the images. Choose your group 1, 2, and 3. Take your time. And then, of course, I will meet you at your reading, and let's take a look what will help you through this change and how to stay grounded in January. So, hello to everyone who chose group 1, and you can see we have 3 cards. So at the core position, we have the tarot card. In the middle, that is the Ace of Cups card. So this shows a new emotional opening, obviously, and we see this beautiful female figure opening her neck and her chest and face to the sky, like being ready for a shower of new blessings and even new emotions. And of course, we see this ocean behind her. So clearly, this is an invitation to something new opening for you emotionally. It may be literally a new emotional beginning in your connection or relationship, or just a healing that is happening deep in your heart, in your soul, and perhaps a deeper connection also that you feel with yourself. So you have a beautiful start with this reading. And then we see on the left side, we see this widow card. And clearly it shows a widow. So perhaps this can literally represent the end of a marriage or long partnership, or perhaps the loss of an identity tied to this relationship. And maybe it's simply just an emotional widowhood. You don't have to literally be a widow. Perhaps it's just about grieving after something meaningful that is gone. And astrologically, we have the symbols of Venus with Saturn and Capricorn in Libra. So this, or we can also read it another way, like Venus in Libra and Saturn in Capricorn. Well, whatever the case, we have Libra and Capricorn or Saturn energy. So this again connects with love and relationships and emotional reciprocity. And Saturn or Capricorn is all about endings and finality, irrevocable change. So this together with this widow figure or a grieving figure, they say that love has passed through Saturn. It has been tested with time and losses and even tears. It was really grounded in reality. It went through reality check, so it's no longer innocent. And in fact, this is a kind of sobriety and realization that we earn. And with the Ace of Cups, of course, we have this beautiful new beginning. So the widow and this old grieving figure is saying the heart still knows how to love, and the heart is opening again after grief. So you are again able to love, and you're not losing love after loss. And then also we have this new moon in Sagittarius card saying luck is on your side. So a new moon makes a lot of sense here, because new moon is a seed after an ending. So even the moon is beginning a new cycle. So obviously you are entering into this with a new cycle, with a new seed. So new moon always comes after something has closed, and again signals a strong new beginning after a certain kind of loss or a grieving period. And Sagittarius adds meaning and perspective, and of course it also says luck is on your side, so it gently opens the future. So now whatever happened in your life, this is not all that it is. Now the path ahead is clearing again, and you will start a new story, emotionally and also relationship-wise. So you are standing at the edge of a new emotional beginning, but with maturity and with someone who has depth and experience. And then we have the second position, which is saying and telling us about what is shifting around you. And at the core, we have the tarot card, the Queen of Cups, and this is again talking about emotions. So it's about you being present emotionally in a more mature and a deep way. So we jump from that Ace of Cups to the Queen of Cups, which shows a very sensitive and emotionally deep and mature person. So this is a movement and a shift towards inner containment and compassion and maturity. Perhaps you're becoming more aware of what you feel and also where your responsibility ends. So you're not taking on the burdens of other people. And perhaps you no longer want to absorb everything unconsciously. So you're taking better care of yourself. You're becoming this mature queen. So then we have the Oracle card on the left, and we see this beautiful image of the Grail, which of course is not a very emotional card. A Grail is a kind of a vessel for spiritual energy. So it shows that you are transforming spiritually. Whatever you have gone through has touched you on a very deep, even spiritual level, and perhaps you also help yourself, or you recover through spirituality, or this is an invitation to take a look at things with a higher view, with the spiritual eyes. And also it's about deep devotion to yourself and your emotional truth. And so this is not about loss, this is about your capacity. So you have transformed your grieving into your capacity to hold feelings and be compassionate. And we have very interesting astrological connections here. So you can see on the bottom we have Mars and Neptune, and above we have Aquarius and Pisces. So we can read this as Mars in Aquarius and Neptune in Pisces. So Mars is in Aquarius is all about, so Mars is about action, and Aquarius is about ideals, and it also represents the sky, and it's about truth and kind of embracing the bigger picture. So it shows a kind of emotional detachment, and you're And the action with this Mars is very ethical and guided by principles. So Aquarius is not an emotional reaction. It's a elevated, highly even intellectual and all-encompassing vision that you react from. So in fact, you don't even react, but you fight and stand for what is right. And this kind of creates a certain emotional distance. So maybe you are indeed what is shifting now. This is the position of what is shifting around you. Perhaps you're being called to act from this ethical point of view and to take a kind of emotional distance, and to have the courage also to act differently than before, because Aquarius is a sign of rebels and changing the course. It's a revolutionary sign. So now it's time to cut through the past and to act in accordance with higher principles. In the first position, we had that widow sitting, and it was a Capricorn-Saturn situation, which is about the old, and Aquarius is about the new vision. So you are invited externally to act in accordance to some higher principles and new principles. And with the Neptune in Pisces, this is extremely empathetic and spiritual, emotional energy and compassion. So Neptune in Pisces dissolves the ego and all defenses, and it yearns to be one with everything. So you are called to act from this high place of ideas, principles, and deep compassion as this Queen of Cups. So perhaps this is happening externally around you. Perhaps the circumstances are leading you or asking you to act from this higher place. Or perhaps you met a person who embodies these ideals, or it is you who is invited to embody these ideals. And then we have also the second oracle card, which is very, very openly, clearly saying that a new romantic cycle begins, emphasizing this relationship theme, a new moon in Libra. So this oracle is giving you a kind of indication how to work with this energy now. So allow yourself simply to enter into this new romantic era. Again, we have a new moon. So the second new moon in this reading, again, showing that you're planting a new seed. And again, Libra, which we also had in the first position, it's about a new way of relating. So this can literally mean that new people are coming into your life, you're beginning new relationships, and also perhaps renewing or starting completely anew with an existing relationship. So what is shifting, in fact, around you, that your environment is all about maturity and balance and becoming also very clear and emotionally mature and acting from this high place, while this grail, this holy grail, is being rebuilt within you. So you're not closing your heart, you are learning how to relate from a new level. So you can contain your feelings within this grail and offer this cup to someone. And also, of course, a cup can be offered to you. So if before you were losing a lot of energy, now you will be gaining the energy back. A Mars can also indicate a lover who will come into your life and really provoke you in a positive way to think differently, to see things differently. Or you are just behaving in a different way and inviting new experiences in your relationships. And then we have the third position, which is about what grounds you. So what keeps you steady while everything is shifting around you? What can help you regulate or keep your emotions intact? So this is about what keeps you reliable. So what is your anchor during this time? And we have another beautiful cup card in the tarot, Page of Emotions, literally showing an opening heart. So you can absolutely trust this new opening, this new relationship beginning, or perhaps a new person entering your life. You can trust that love was never destroyed, and this is about new emotional innocence, in fact. So just stay emotionally truthful. And pages are all about concrete experiences. They belong to the earth, regardless of the color they bear. So all the pages are in a way related to the earth because they are students. They are learning. They are experiencing. So they're different from the ace. Ace comes from the sky. It's a given. It's a kind of a gift from the sky, and they are also usually represented with the hand offering an ace, literally popping out of the blue from the sky, while pages are on the ground. They are walking on the ground, and they are serving material experiences. They are serving to the material realm, and they want to gather as much experience and learn and grow. And you have both, in fact, in this reading. You had the Ace of Cups, and now you have the Page of Cups. Very beautiful. And so you can trust your emotional experiences. And also this says that you are invited to have new emotional experiences, especially with this beautiful new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So again, another new moon. So all this reading for the first group is about completely fresh beginnings emotionally and healing of your heart, and just allowing yourself to have these experiences without judging or without shutting down. And we have this card of the coffin here on the left side. So you can lay down to rest the past. You can bury it, learn from it, and something beautiful will grow from it, as we see these beautiful roses surrounding the coffin. And also we see that it's like a night time. So it is time to rest, it is time to heal. And what will anchor you in this, when these shifts are happening, is that you can be sure that you have gone through very difficult experiences and you have learned from them. So it's a very peaceful card in a way. And we have also the astrological signs. We have Moon and Cancer, and we have Neptune and Pisces again. So very strong emotional fluidity again. And this is about, so Moon in Cancer, in fact, is about attachment to memories. Moon is about the past, and the Cancer is about the past. So and with the Neptune in Pisces is all about dissolution and releasing and surrendering. So now it's saying that whatever happened and whatever ending you went through, you felt it deeply, but now it's time to release it gently, slowly, with compassion, and without repressing anything. So we see this coffin is above the ground, so you're not burying things like underground and not looking at them. In fact, the coffin, you can see, is bright, very visible. The figure inside is a young maiden. So this can be a symbol of losing innocence, losing naivete. So now you can let go of all that without losing love, as the roses indicate. What you are anchoring you, and what is helping you to anchor in this moment, what steadies you, what calms you down, is this gentle closure and releasing of the past, and allowing yourself to have new emotional experiences, and also to take action, so to respond to new experiences, so to have a little bit of courage and even boldness. Perhaps even somebody around you will take action, will help you, and you can open your heart to this person who is around you, because the areas can show, we see this head of the areas here, perhaps a person entering your life, or a renewal of a bond that you had with someone, or just simply a renewal of your circumstances, and you can say yes to them, you can let go of the past, and peacefully and quietly, and this is what will give you this steady ground below your feet. And then we have the fourth position, which is about guidance for how to move through January. So how to work consciously with the energies that are unfolding. So where to place your energy, or what kind of decisions to make. So we have Two of Wands here, which is in fact a kind of standing between the worlds, and we see this figure looking out into the world, deciding whether to follow the vision or not. And this goes together with the oracle on the left side, with this joker jumping between two cliffs. So it's kind of you're no longer in the old situation, but you are not fully in the new one yet. So now is the time to form a new vision and choose without urgency, because now you can see more clearly and further that you saw before. So, but the card, the Two of Wands, is not asking you to leap. It is in fact asking you to pause and assess and choose your direction without speed. And with this deck, the card on the left, we have this joker jumping, again showing a kind of two worlds that you are between in. And we have, astrologically, we have Jupiter in Sagittarius, and again Mars in Aquarius. So again, this figure in this oracle card is jumping on the right side. So he is jumping into the future. So he's looking forward. So it's a kind of openness and readiness to move. And we have this very alert kind of energy and vibe. And of course, with Jupiter in Sagittarius, this is all about expansion through meaning, because Sagittarius seeks meaning and vision and growth and understanding. So this is about, so your direction is about finding a new life philosophy. You have learned your lessons, hard lessons from that Saturn that we started from, but now this is becoming your new outlook and fresh outlook on life. And you are invited to act again in accordance with Mars in Aquarius, in accordance with high principles and ethics. And so not just acting from desires or wants and needs, but from principles and clarity. So you are going to choose differently now. So the focus should be now on making conscious choices before leaping, and not to repeat old patterns just because they feel familiar. So you are expanding in a way that honors your truth and autonomy. So you will not be anymore selling yourself out or suppressing your truth, but you will live in accordance with it. So what is your guidance is have a clear vision of what your truth is. And then with the 3/4 moon that says adjustments are required. So the 3rd quarter moon occurs when the moon is half illuminated and light is decreasing. So the cycle is moving toward closure. So this represents a kind of a revision time or correction time, letting go of what didn't work, but it's not yet a phase to start something new. So it's a kind of phase of refinement and correction. So this moon is saying that you don't have to abandon everything, but perhaps you need to refine certain plans or views or timelines. So it's a kind of strategic, mature deciding. And so you're removing what no longer fits and redirecting yourself. So there are things that you can still take from the past, the lessons that you have learned, but you are refining your steps. So in January, you're being asked to hold your vision and expand it with your integrity and with intelligence, with adjustment. So don't react emotionally. Don't react from any kind of past, but react with wisdom, with intention to be honest and forward. But it's not yet a moment for dramatic moves. Also, we had 3 new moons in the reading, so it's a seed phase, not really a ripe phase yet. So it's a moment for alignment. So choose clarity over impulse. So January is not about leaping forward yet, but it's about choosing the right direction. And now for the end, we have just 2 more cards just to give a general guidance and to tell you how this cycle completes and perhaps what is the deeper meaning of the journey and the state that you are growing into. And we have the soul tree and release the petals. So the soul tree is about inner continuity. So you are growing like a tree. So what matters are the roots and the trunk. And this is about deep enduring self, something that carries on even though you survived and went through many things and many cycles. So something remains and you're carrying forward. And we see this tree is growing upward and downward at the same time. It is growing strong roots and at the same time is growing deep, high into the sky towards the light. So you are not being rebuilt from nothing, but you are in fact growing from something that has always been there. So, and also we see this globe. So this also says that you are connecting with others on a soul level. You can find people that you resonate with, and you will perhaps be also spreading around the globe, maybe connecting with people around the globe or spreading your experiences. This can be deep connection with people who truly understand you. And then with the second card, the release the petals, we see this figure literally throwing the petals. So this is about natural release, and the petals fall away when they're ready. It's not about resistance. They just stop clinging. So something has ended in your life without violence, without attachment, without crisis. Some kind of transformation is happening. So it's about renewal and shedding, and everything is changing. So you are being asked to become not someone new by force, but to just let the layers fall away so that something deeper in you can come out and breathe. You have honored your grief, you have gained your emotional maturity, and you have chosen a new direction, and you're not losing anything. So this journey in January doesn't really give any specific answers. It is giving you alignment, and it is like making space for something that needs to come out. So there is no loss. It's just a kind of quiet and dignified continuity. So I hope this made sense for you. I wish you good luck. Have a great month ahead, and I will see you at some other reading. Bye-bye. Hello to those who chose group number 2. So here we have your first position. So this represents your current inner state. So something that is most active beneath the surface, or the pattern that you are now involved with. And the tarot card is telling us what is happening. And we have the Devil card, which in this case represents a female figure, like blocking herself or protecting herself, or perhaps even like casting a spell or something. So right now you're entangled with something that perhaps feels very strong, or perhaps you feel you cannot control consciously. We also see like this kind of like figure standing in behind, and it looks like a head of a tiger exploding from a volcano. So there may be these volcanic energies, very strong energies erupting. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's something bad, but it can be a habit or a pattern or an attachment that you cannot control, or that has taken too much power or your energy, or perhaps it can be a situation or a person that you are dealing with, and it may like constrain your freedom or a part of you. And it's a kind of, it can be a very difficult situation. And with this child's magical that we have left to it, it shows that this is all about innocence and wonder, but it also has perhaps this, as it says, a shadow attribute, pessimism and depression. And also the figure of the child that we see is in a kind of resigned mode, or thinking and protecting herself also. Her wings are still viable, but she's not flying. So this means perhaps that something is feeding on your inner child. Something has taken away your innocence and joy, and perhaps you are literally in a more depressed or dark mood at the moment. And this is like also may say that you're protecting yourself with perhaps too long, that you are just in a kind of closed mood. And we have the emotions card right next to it, and it says feelings and moods. So and we see these multiple expressions of the face. So this shows a kind of emotional overload, and also a fragmentation. Perhaps you feel conflicted or torn apart inside, or just emotionally inconsistent, and you are being pulled between extremes. So you are experiencing some real emotions and moods that may swing because you are not fulfilling some kind of deeper need, this inner child. This can, of course, literally mean that you are entangled in some kind of battle over a child or over your own childhood. This can relate to some childhood wounds, something that happened when you were at the age of this girl in the image. Perhaps something or someone is threatening your safety, literally. So this can be, actually, it can be, in a way, perhaps even a dangerous position to be in. So you are kind of fighting for control and fighting for freedom and safety. Right now, what you need is it's acknowledging that it's not something about being wrong with you, but it's just about an old way of coping, and perhaps a true entanglement with some situation or a person that needs to be stopped or released. And for the second position, which is about what is shifting. So it's about the environmental or energetic shift. So it's about what is changing around you, not necessarily by your choice. Perhaps there are some pressures or invitations coming from life or people around you. So for this position, first we see the Four of Cups. So this is mostly about how this affects you internally. And the card shows this figure disengaged and withdrawn. So it's a kind of emotional, maybe not really apathy, but or maybe some kind of emotional saturation. Maybe you feel, I've had enough and I'm not really impressed by what's being offered. And you put yourself in this glass, in this kind of boundaries. You put boundaries around yourself. And we see this kissing, two faces kissing below. So perhaps it relates to some close union or people close to you that you are no longer interested in, or you just feel that you are not ready to accept them, or you feel that it's time to detach yourself from old attachments, as the devil suggested, but you have not formed new desires yet. And then we have this networker next to it, which is about social interactions. And we see this like a messenger with letters and a lot of communication indicated. So perhaps you are receiving a lot of communication from the outside. Maybe you are literally receiving a lot of messages. So perhaps, or even you are connecting with people, but deep down you feel disconnected. And maybe you feel like you don't want to get involved. But on the other hand, perhaps you have isolated yourself and now life is pushing you out of that isolation. We have this contrast between the Four of Emotions and the networker. So someone withdrawn, not receiving the messages, and at the same time a lot of messages flying around. So from the light aspect, this can mean support and connections with sharing ideas. But perhaps you are not ready yet to open yourself to it. But you do have the action card on the right side. You see movement and discipline and motivation. So this is about like kind of different aspects of the same thing. You're being pushed to be responsive and motivated. And the card doesn't say to rush or to force yourself, but it says perseverance and discipline. This can also perhaps relate to literally have something that requires discipline in your life. We see a dancer in the card, perhaps a certain type of exercise or art or craft you can practice that is like perhaps will be inviting you out of this glass that you have enclosed yourself in. So it says that you are invited to some even small grounded action that can help you get out of this enclosure. So you need a kind of momentum. And perhaps, so what is shifting around you is that perhaps life is asking you to re-engage, but in a different way than before. And maybe even external connections are increasing, but internally you are still detached and reflective. So this is about selecting who you want to communicate with and what you want to choose. You don't have to open yourself to everything, but perhaps you need to respond to some kind of movement or action, not to remain completely inert. And then we have the third position, which is about your anchor. So what keeps you steady while these things are happening and shifting? So what can help you to stabilize internally? And perhaps also what you can return to when perhaps things feel overwhelming. So we see the Queen of Inspiration, or the Queen of Wands, as it's traditionally called. And of course, it goes together beautifully with this Hero and Heroine card that we see next to it. So the Hero represents courage and we see these people, male and female, climbing this a mountain, a bleak mountain. So it says personal empowerment. So go back to your strength, go back to your charisma, go back to your inner integrity. So it's about being who you are with your full power, without apologizing, without asking for any kind of confirmation. But at the same time, perhaps you need to realize that you are allowed to just be human and not heroic, because the shadow aspect is about false sense of heroism. So perhaps you have been struggling a lot, working a lot. We started the reading with the Devil card, which is a Capricorn related card, and it can be also about a lot of work or responsibilities that weigh you down and suffocate that beautiful inner magical child that we saw. So perhaps your anchor is that you are indeed a very strong person, and it is okay to just rely on that, and at the same time lean back and just allow things to happen, and not try to rescue or resolve anything. The Queen of Wands that we see here, she's standing very calmly, almost like in a meditative pose with these pyramids, and we see I think it's a jaguar cat next to it. I think it's a jaguar. So it shows a kind of spiritual power, and she trusts her vision, and she is allowing inspiration to rise organically. Queens are about receptive energy. So you will find alignment and stabilization when you stop forcing outcomes and just honor your intuition. And also you have beautifully the guidance card next to it, which says support, love, signs and direction. So you are supported, and this card confirms something very essential. You are not navigating this alone. So perhaps the guidance can come in these intuitive nudges or signs, or perhaps conversations that occur just in time for you to receive a certain message, or just moments of sudden clarity. And it also says love. So you are loved, you are heard, you are respected. We have this beautiful Queen of Wands, and people probably admire you. You seem to be a very insightful person. You are very strong, so this devil can really be afraid of you. And so you can just relax and just trust that when you feel that emotions are having too big of a hold on you, just remember that you don't need to be the hero, and you can allow things to happen, and that you don't need to prove anything, and trust yourself. So, and also release the need to carry everything. You have the support and love and real guidance in your life. So this is your anchor. This will help you stand firmly grounded on your feet during this time. And then we have the fourth position, which is about guidance for moving through January. So how to consciously work with what is unfolding and to make conscious choices. And this is about like what kind of action or decision is required. And we have the Muse of Emotions in the core position of the tarot. And this is in fact like King of Cups. And this is the highest expression of emotional guidance, and we see these two figures, in fact, like twins or double figures, drinking a kind of potion and resting on a single star. So what is guiding you is this inner light, and the star is placed like in a position of the root chakra in a way, or below, and it shows that you're being grounded. Your very ground is lighted with star. So you have a high vision, that can be really grounded and put down to earth. So you're grounding the higher vibe, the higher energy. Yeah, so it's not about suppressing any desires or trying to control things. It's about grounding this inner light, this star, and making it real, bringing it to reality. And this means being clear emotionally. It is asking you to be truthful emotionally, to act on your feelings when needed, and to make very conscious emotional decisions and even lead in your emotional world. So it's about being guided by emotions, but from clarity, not compulsion, from the star, not from shattered or fragmented emotions. So you are being invited to feel deeply, but respond with this higher vibration and with creation, and not as an impulse. And then we have the Destroyer card right next to it. So this is kind of goes, we already saw the volcano in the images, and now we have the volcano erupting. And it's about releasing what is potentially destructive. So this is about releasing the devil. So you're definitely leaving that devil behind, whatever it was, a relationship, a situation, a toxic person, a toxic situation is going away. So the destructive energies are moving away, and you are ending any patterns that were draining you, or perhaps you're releasing some habits or any kind of obsessions or fears also. So don't fear, don't be obsessed with things, because what was threatening you and your innocence is now being moved away from your life. And what is calling you forward, we have the Desires card. This is calling you to connect with your desires, to authentic longings. So you are being called to connect to your heart that wants something real. It also says that fulfillment is possible. We see also fulfillment shown in the card, and you are moving toward greater passion. And so the guidance for January is be guided by inspired emotions, but don't react from any kind of impulses or compulsive attachments, and trust your emotional intelligence, and trust that whatever was destroying your joy is moving away, and you are moving into a space where you will be able to follow your own personal desires and fulfillment in a healthy, truthful and honest way. And then we have two more cards just for guidance and showing us what everything leads toward and what you should keep, what wants to remain. And we have these beautiful cards, the indigo color, improve your vision. So this is about how you see things, how you respond to things. It is about your perception and not circumstances. And it talks about clarity. It talks about seeing far and recognizing the patterns. So you are resolving whatever wants to be resolved through clear vision. And also you're changing your perspective and also rising higher. We see this star constellation. You're rising to the stars. So you're breaking free from the devil and rising higher with intuition and inner sight and seeing beyond the circumstances that perhaps you feel entangled in at the moment. And this will help you break away from this toxic situation or old attachments. And we also have the surrender to the sweetness card. This is a very beautiful card saying that this is that you are allowed to have pleasure and joy. It's Venus energy. So we see this beautiful pool and the person enjoying it. It's an emotional flow, because emotions are water. They have to run and flow. And this shows a healthy flow. And it says make love to life. So don't try to fix everything. Don't work harder. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just allow pleasure, ease, and love to flow into your life, and everything will be resolved without further struggle. Venus here is not just about romance or relationship, it's about enjoying life. It's about letting beauty and joy back into your life. And this is a very healing energy, especially after all these patterns of control and toxicity. So now the final message is about surrender and not effort. So don't replace one struggle with another. Just let go and allow the joy to return to your life. So January is inviting you to enter a cycle of sweetness, joy, and to soften your grip. And this will invite clarity and new spaces into your life. I hope this resonated, and I wish you good luck. And hello to those who chose group number 3. So here in the first position, which represents your current inner and outer reality, so the dominant theme now, we have first the tarot card, the Queen of Materials, which is in fact the Queen of Pentacles. So it shows a very stable and self-sufficient energy. So it seems that you are taking responsibility for your life, for your physical life, your body, your resources, and perhaps you are very down to earth and realistic in this moment, and you are really clear about what your priorities and values are. And we see this very determined, almost bold woman in the image. So it's a kind of mature position, being rooted in what really supports you and grounds you. But this can bring a certain kind of separation, because we have the splitting apart card. So perhaps this is bringing a kind of literal separation, perhaps letting go of something or someone, or eliminating something. And we show this material breaking down, like pebbles or stones breaking. So structures are separating, and perhaps something that you relied on is dissolving and no longer holding. And it shows a kind of structural change. We don't see these big emotions in this card. We see stones and structure falling apart. So something perhaps that you have invested in, some project or personal relationship or something that's very important to you, may not be holding around anymore. And we have the third house, the third astrological house, which is all about communication and learning. And also we see this person sitting and reading a book. And so this is the third house, in fact, governs our communications in daily life, our immediate environment, our local world. So something perhaps is splitting and falling apart in your immediate environment. Perhaps conversations are changing, or routines, how you think, how you speak. Perhaps there is something in your neighborhood, or perhaps even with your siblings. The third house can be about siblings or your peers. So the third house is people that we connect on the same level and we learn something together. So you may be experiencing some structural breakdown on a very practical level. And this affects how you speak, how you present yourself. And also perhaps you are redefining what you want to learn and what deserves your attention, or maybe literally you're deciding to learn something new or go to school. This perhaps can bring a kind of new focus or a shift and in what really matters to you and where you want to mentally put your energy in. And then we have the second position, which is about the movement happening around you. So what is shifting around you? So this is the change that is already in motion. So something in life that is changing or reorganizing, and just perhaps it is even out of your reach, out of your hands. It is shifting in the field around you. And at the core, we see the tarot card, the Empress. So this is in fact a very positive card, and in a way reflects the Queen of Pentacles that we saw before. It's all about growth and life and embodiment. So perhaps, in fact, you're becoming more alive. You're becoming more embodied, more attentive to your needs, more enjoying life. This is a card of Venus, so responding to creativity, to beauty. And also it can be that you are receiving more emotional attention from others, and you are becoming more available emotionally. It is about caring for yourself and nurturing yourself. So life is now asking you to connect with the world and not be in a survival mode, but be in a joyful and beautiful mode. So you're shifting toward softness. And we see then this clinging card from the Tao Oracle, which is not about clinging as an emotional clinging, but it's about the fire that clings. Once the fire starts, it's very difficult to get rid of it because it clings. It's about clinging to creativity, to higher principles, to spiritual principles. And we see these women dancing. So this is all about enlightenment and regeneration. So life is inviting you to some bigger passion, to joy, to let go of the structures that no longer function. Perhaps you were before more attentive to material needs or concerned with safety, but now you're being invited to enjoy life more, to connect with people, as we see also in the Libra card. We see the couple, this is in a kind of romantic couple. So this will bring beautiful connections in your life. If you were hoping for some reconnection after a separation, this may come back into your life. You may also meet new partners because you are in a very attractive mode now. You're the Empress, you're dancing in fire, in passion. And this will bring a renewed vitality and a refinement with Libra. So it shows that what is shifting is life is bringing you into deeper connection and deeper love and care and mutual exchange. And then we have the third position, which is all about what gives you grounding, what anchors you and keeps you safe. So how you can move forward without losing yourself. And with the core card in tarot, we have Knight of Materials, another Pentacle card, a very beautiful card. The Knight of Pentacles is the card that says, stay true to your values and your path. You are on the right path. So trust your values, stay committed to them, stay committed to your path. Also, the whole reading is very much in a kind of body and physical world oriented. So if you're expecting some money, some support, something to provide for you, it's coming, and you can trust that. You can be anchored in this trust. And of course, we have the Virgo card next to it. It shows the doing the work in a humble way. So it's about just doing the tasks that need to be done. And so your anchor now is to be in this steady effort, not forcing anything, not declaring anything, just doing your job. And with the Knight, you're definitely progressing. And also, you are in this place of authority. We have the card of great power. It's about authority and dignity and self-confidence. So you just need to trust your leadership and self-respect. And we see this figure, a strong figure with the power, with these snakes in the center, or the snake heads, and with something like a dragon figure on the head, and it is just radiating power and dignity. And by doing nothing, the person or the figure is just sitting there. So what anchors you is your steadiness, your sense of duty, just doing your work, just following your path. Also, these cards talk about that you perhaps will have to do a lot of work. Perhaps you are somebody who works a lot and has also a steady income or a steady material circumstances in your life, and you can rely on them. And this is not about controlling. This is about trusting what you have already achieved and trusting your work. So you will be anchored by working, by being grounded and keeping things also simple with Virgo. And this is not about being flashy. It's about having a firm foundation. So what steadies you now isn't speed or intensity. It's just being patient, show up, and do what truly matters to you. And then we have the fourth position, which is about guidance for the month of January for you. So what helps you move through January? And we have tarot cards, 9 of emotions, which is like 9 of cups. It's often called the wish card. So something that you desire will absolutely come true in January. You can trust your wish. If it doesn't come true in January, it is still something that will eventually happen. So this group, the third group, is very, very grounded and beautiful and enjoying and being very protected and safe. Really, I like this group. Very warm, very earthy group we have here. So this card, the 9 of emotions, is about fulfillment and satisfaction. So you don't need to keep striving to get what you already know it's right for you or what you want. Just pause. We see this figure, in fact, meditating or even levitating. Just pause and reflect and just allow things to happen. Number 9 is all about conclusions and completing the cycles. So you don't need to push for any kind of validation. Just let satisfaction be what pushes you forward. So this is about contentment. So a very content January is in front of you. So don't chase, just align with something that already is there for you. And we have this biting through card, which shows this kind of a kind of dragon-like figures floating around. And we see justice also, or take decisive action. Perhaps you're literally dealing with some kind of legal issues because we have the justice, or you have to sort out some material issues. So it's time to just bite the bullet and go with it. Make a decisive cut. Don't be cruel, but be decisive. And trust that what you want is there, and decisive action will bring you closer to what you want. So even though you're asked to relax and be trusting that what you want is already present, and there is no need to try to push anything or to wait for any kind of validation, there is still the need to cut something away or to cut through clouds, not by destroying, just being clear. And we have the Mercury card, which in fact reflects the third house that we had before. It's about communication and the way you think. So perhaps you need to say something very clearly. Perhaps you need to file some papers. Perhaps some official things need to be resolved. And this will bring you a lot of peace and clarity. And this will help you fulfill your wishes and find completement. So know that you are satisfied and protected, and just state what you want decisively. So the guidance is to be clear in your intention, clear in your resolve, clear in your words, and perhaps even deal with some official or legal issues, and trust that it will be satisfying you, and it will be bringing a very beautiful and content closure for you. And then we have the final two cards, which are like a guidance and also showing a deeper meaning of the whole situation, and also they're reflecting the state that you are moving into. So we have the card Return to Joy, and it's beautiful, reflecting the same journey that we had before, the fulfillment of the Nine of Cups. So you are here to experience joy. A very simple message and very profound. It's all about saying to you that life is not meant to be endured, but it's meant also and firstly to be enjoyed. And you have worked enough. We had all that work cards. We had the Knight of Pentacles and the Virgo cards and the Queen of Materials and everything. So you have done a lot of work and your foundation is firm, even though we had that splitting in the structure. So perhaps you need to work less and recognize that you worked enough. And now what the split means that you are inviting more ease and joy into your life. Perhaps you're done being a workaholic or constantly wanting to learn and endure new things. Now it's time to return to joy. So it's not a new joy, it's to remember joy. So perhaps you set joy aside for responsibility, for survival, for material needs, for healings. You were very serious, which was necessary, but it's no longer the only mode that you can live in. And then we have the Yeshe Tsogyal. I hope I pronounced it in the correct way. So this is a feminine archetype. It's about wisdom through lived experience and fearlessness and sovereignty without hardness. So we have this tiger speaking of confidence and instinct that is aligned with wisdom. The tiger knows when to move and when to rest, and it carries the number 333, which is the alignment of body, mind, and spirit. Again, this says that you are on the right path, like the Knight of Materials or Knight of Pentacles were saying. So you went through perhaps some obstacles, you did a lot of hard work, and you went through that to live wisely and joyfully. So you have done the grounding, you have done the learning. Now life is inviting you into joy without guilt, the joy with depth and just from being who you are. And also it kind of says to you that you will be celebrating and feeling content and fulfilled in January. So this is a very beautiful, mature arc that we see in the group 3. It will probably resonate a lot with viewers who have done a lot of inner work as well, and outer, of course. And now perhaps your question is, when do I get to live again? So now you are being guided to live joyfully and beautifully right now. So I hope this resonated and was useful, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye bye.